There we go.
How would you feel if you woke up and couldn't remember those who you loved for years, or those who loved you no longer even recognize your face? Over 5 million Americans suffer from some stage of Alzheimer's disease or dementia. I personally would want any other ailment because losing your memories basically loses who you are, and you're nothing but a husk of your former self. And a lot of Alzheimer's patients experience that feeling. Alzheimer's is a disease that has almost no treatment and relies solely on the resources provided by the communities and organizations, since prescription drugs don't really do anything to help it. I'm going to discuss Alzheimer's disease, its treatments, and what it actually does to your brain. I'm going to discuss Alzheimer's Association, an organization solely dedicated to helping those with Alzheimer's disease. And I'm going to go ahead and discuss the impact that they've had on Alzheimer's disease patients and those around them. So Alzheimer's disease is an extraordinarily difficult disease to diagnose. The diagnosis is not like an easy blood test. According to Kang from Natural News, 1987, they discovered that Alzheimer's disease is basically caused by amyloids, these little proteins that go inside the brain and gunk up the receptors. So basically it slows the synapses, the little electrical pulses through your brain, and either blocks off or slows significantly basic functions such as swallowing, remembering, or even speaking. According to Selkoe from the Physiological Journal in 2001, they discovered that Alzheimer's disease is almost entirely non-treatable by pharmaceuticals because a lot of the pharmaceutical medicine attacks these amyloids, which are attached to the top of somebody's brain, which often causes more damage than it helps. But they did discover that pathological, or basically treatment through support, active brain activity, and engaging in everyday tasks over and over again was actually the best way to help those with Alzheimer's. To gain that support, a lot of Alzheimer's patients look towards the Alzheimer's Association. The Alzheimer's Association is the largest nonprofit organization dedicated solely to Alzheimer's and dementia patients. Now, Alzheimer's, like I mentioned previously, is very difficult to diagnose. So, thanks to the Alzheimer's Association sponsoring a research project, according to McCain from NeuroImage in 2011, they were able to discover biomarkers, which are basically proteins in your blood, that help doctors give a more solid diagnosis of Alzheimer's and not point them in the wrong direction or misdiagnose or take too long to diagnose and cause more issues. According to McGill, from Med News Today in 2018, they found that thanks to the Alzheimer's Association, the support groups created by them are the best way to help treat and prevent Alzheimer's in young people and the very old. Alzheimer's patients really need connections with others so that they don't feel isolated, and they need to repeat actions over and over again to help slow the degeneration of their brain. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to the impact that the Alzheimer's Association has had. Thanks to these support groups and their wide influence, according to BWW News Desk from Broadway Global in 2018, there was a walk that raised alone $265,000 thanks to artists and actors who were reached out to by the Alzheimer's Association to raise awareness and money to further support the services that the organization provides. And then according to Healthline.com, there was no stated author, in 2015, they were rated #1 and quoted to be the main source of Alzheimer's information and resources. So most organizations and support groups all meet on this website to help reach out to their local community and local community chapters. Hopefully now you know a little more about the Alzheimer's Association and Alzheimer's disease in general. I discussed what causes Alzheimer's and the very few treatments, Alzheimer's Association, what they do to help others, and the impact that their help has had on the lives of Alzheimer's patients. Alzheimer's is a disease that has few treatments and heavily relies on the support of those around them to get through the disease. Thank you for listening, and I urge you to go to alzheimers.org to either donate or find a walk near you to help end Alzheimer's.